I think this is the most excited I've been for a weekly episode of NXT probably in years. So let's just instantly start with it because I'm excited to talk about it. It's NXT versus TNA Showdown. The show opens instantly with a match which is for the TNA and NXT Tag Team Championships. The Hardy Boys versus Darkseid, and this match was really fun. You all know my opinion about the Hardy Boys. I don't care how bad the match is, whether you enjoy it or not. I just like seeing the Hardy Boys. Jeff Hardy is my favorite wrestler of all time, so every time they're in the ring, good, bad, I just appreciate the match. So it was fun, in my opinion at least. The other two members of Darkseid get thrown out almost immediately right before the match even starts, and it's a fun little match which ends up with the Hardy Boys becoming your new NXT Tag Team Champions. I believe this is the first time TNA wrestlers are holding NXT championships in this whole crossover, so that's really cool, and it also means the Hardy Boys now have held every championship they can possibly hold in WWE. It almost feels like remember back when they were the Broken Hardy Boys and they went on the Expedition of Gold, going all over the world winning tag team championships? Kind of feels like they're doing that now because they're NXT and TNA Tag Team Championships, and for a recent while on TNA, they've been holding another company's Tag Team Championships too. I don't know if they've lost it or not. So they're 3 different Tag Team Champions currently. I wanted to see if that plays into anything. I'm also down to see what happens because NXT's tag team division has honestly been super dead, and while I appreciate how the championships have gone from wrestler to wrestler or team to team, because instead of having one long boring reign, just have a bunch of different people hold the championships, it keeps it nice and unpredictable. So the Hardys being the next in line, I'm excited to see what they do because them being on NXT more is going to be really fun to see, which I hope they are on NXT more. Matt Cardona goes into Ava's office and gives a fake apology about interrupting in Josh Briggs' match next week. Ava instantly sees through all of it and tells him she's not going to give him what he wants. Then Josh Briggs walks in and Matt Cardona goes to hide behind the door so Josh Briggs doesn't see him, which is quite funny. And Josh Briggs desperately wants a match against Matt Cardona, so Ava sets it up for next week. Josh Briggs leaves and Matt Cardona comes out. He says he loves how things work here and he just leaves. So that match is what we're getting next week on NXT. Initially, I predicted it was going to happen on TNA to give TNA some of this NXT TNA Showdown feel, but apparently not. But it's fine, I'm not going to complain about it. It should be a fun match as long as Josh Briggs goes over because he desperately needs another major victory. We then go to our first of the 4-on-4 matches, Survivor Series matches, which is the women's. So Team NXT consists of Jacy Jayne, Soruka, Jada Parker, and Lola Vice, with Team TNA consisting of Kalani Jordan, Marsha Day, and The Inspiration, who come out to their iconic song. Very early on into this match, things break loose. Jordan Grace, who is the referee of this match, by the way, Jordan Grace and Joe Henry were made special guest referees, which is something I also really appreciate. I like the way they introduced them into this event. It feels very natural. But everything breaks loose. Jordan Grace tries to stop it. She's unable to, so she just lets them fight. The first elimination comes in Jada Parker, who gets rolled up by Marsha Day, which I thought sucked. I thought if anyone was going to be the first elimination, it's going to be someone from TNA, or at worst Jacy Jayne, to kind of build that she's the weakest champion thing they've done for a while. But no, it was Jada Parker. But luckily, Soruka soul snatches Marsha Day literally out of nowhere and eliminates her too. And I really like Marsha Day. I really wanted her to have a good showing tonight. But seeing as both her and Jada Parker were the first elimination, I can't feel bad about it. Plus, that soul snatcher out of nowhere was really sick. So it's 2 quick rapid eliminations, keeping each team 3-on-3 before Lola Vice goes on and eliminates both the Iconics, both Cassie Lee, Jess McKay, which I really did not expect. And I mean, kudos to Lola Vice. She's been heavily pushed, and eliminating both of TNA's Knockouts Tag Team Champions in one go, really impressive. I wonder if that's going to lead to some sort of match for her. Maybe she has to find a partner and go up against them. I don't know, but that would be cool. So this leaves Kalani Jordan alone for Team TNA, which I really liked. I thought that was a cool story because now she's alone against her fellow NXT girls, but she has to defend TNA all on her own, and I thought that could be a very interesting story to see what happens. Now, obviously she's outnumbered very much, but Lola Vice and Jacy Jayne really can't get along based off of their previous feud, and this causes Lola Vice to accidentally be eliminated. I know it's probably not gonna happen, but I'd like to see another Lola Vice and Jacy Jayne match. We haven't seen Lola Vice in an underground match in a while, and that kind of has become her special match, her unique match. So I would like to see this feud continue and have Lola Vice go up against Jacy Jayne in an underground match. And even though she's probably gonna lose, I'm still gonna hold up hope that Lola Vice can become NXT Women's Champion. We get a bit of a back and forth between Soruka and Kalani Jordan then, but Kalani Jordan is not able to hold out as Soruka manages to take her out, but JC Jane tags herself in and takes the pinfall victory for her team. Team NXT wins with Sol Ruka and JC Jane being the last woman standing. Overall, a really fun match. Initially, I was a bit disappointed, but I think that's just because my expectations were super high. Thinking back on it, looking back on it, the match was really good. It was very entertaining and had a bunch of cool stuff to think about, so I can't complain. A very solid matchup, especially for your first match of the night. So moving on after that, we had the NXT North American Championship on the line between the greatest North American, Ethan Page, versus Mustafa Ali, getting his long-awaited title shot after years. And this match was insane. Ethan Page has grown on me a lot, and not only that, this match was match of the night for me. A bunch of crazy ass spots, especially that spot where Mustafa Ali was at the very top rope and he just gets pushed off. No, to the outside, not even onto a table, just purely on the mat to the outside. That was kind of scary and very risky, but damn was that memorable. Ethan Page does end up retaining, making it that NXT is now 2-1 over TNA, which kind of made everybody realize that yeah, we know how the main event's gonna end. But yeah, this match really fun, really liked it, I enjoyed it. And Ethan Page honestly is just the best champion in WWE right now. Honestly, he's grown on me so much. Initially, I didn't even see that much in him, but as time go on and we're here now, he's slowly becoming one of my favorites. Just a few backstage segments before we get to the main event. Elijah Del Dr. Wagner Jr. is being interviewed backstage, and he says he's coming after Ethan Page and the North American Championship. But that's when Lexus King walks in, and he says that he knows Elijah Del Dr. Wagner Jr. is actually Tavion Knights, playing off of what happened previously. But Elijah Del Dr. Wagner Jr., he says that he isn't, and Lexus King keeps saying that he's pretty sure it's Tavion Knights. That's when Tavion Knights walks up behind Lexus King and tells him to keep his name out of Lexus's mouth, probably leading to a match in the future. And Lexus King just looks around very confused and asks what the hell is going on around here. So he has a match set up against Elijah Del Dr. Wagner Jr. next week, which was a pretty fun setup to the match, and I really like this segment. Lexus King is also very entertaining. We also go backstage where the women are celebrating backstage, with JC Jane taking credit for the win, and Sol Ruka just says whatever, she's just glad they won. That's when Zarya walks up, and Zarya says, like, kinda upsettingly, like she's glad Sol has a new friend. But Sol tries to calm her down, says that they're going after the women's tag team championships, then Zarya can have a championship too. That's when Blake Monroe walks up. She tries to continue splitting them apart a little bit, but Zarya says no, Zarya is still very happy in her friendship, but Blake Monroe says that she's coming after that women's North American championship. So guys, I've been petitioning for Sol to hold these belts forever, but I have a feeling that this is where it's going to end. And I really like Blake Monroe, but damn, I have a feeling she's gonna be the one to take it off of Sol Ruka. So rest in peace, Sol Ruka, as Women's North American Champion. And then we get to the main event, which was a really fun match. So Team NXT consists of Trick Williams, Ricky Saints, Javon Evans, and Miles Bourne versus Team TNA, which consists of Mike Santana, Moose, Leon Slater, and Frankie Kazarian. And as everybody expected, and as I called it, Miles Bourne is the first person to be eliminated by Frankie Kazarian. And although NXT is now on the back foot, it doesn't really slow them down. They still go full out, go with all their momentum. Javon Evans has a bunch of crazy moves. He just goes all out, but it tires him out and it allows Leon Slater to roll him up. Kind of like how I predicted with Javon Evans is going to take himself out, but it was really fun. And it also sets up for their Ultimate X match, or X Division match, coming this weekend at Bound for Glory, which I hope turns into an Ultimate X match. So now it leaves Ricky Saints and Trick Williams all on their own, and Trick Williams just straight up abandons Ricky Saints. He's not down for this at all, and I really like this element. It feels like something Trick Williams would do, and I liked it. I feel like he's really given Mike Santana the victory Santana needs going into Bound for Glory to win that championship, and he's made a lot of enemies on Team NXT now. And Ricky Saints, he does manage to narrow it down to just Mike Santana and Moose. He does get a few eliminations, but ultimately the numbers games gets to him, and Santana ends up defeating him, giving Team TNA the victory in this main event. I feel like it still allowed Ricky Saints to look really strong, and everybody else in the match really also went out looking strong, so nobody really lost in that match, which is very good. And plus another really good 4-on-4 match, which I personally very much enjoyed. I would have booked stuff different personally, but every beat that happened I think played out correctly, so I can't complain. And then before the show goes off air, Ava's backstage congratulating Santino on his men's team's victory and the Hardy Boys' victory, and she says that she's glad their relationship is fixed now, and next week she's having a battle royal for the #1 contender for the NXT Women's Championship and invites TNA to participate, and Santino is very excited about that opportunity. And this would have been very cool if TNA had anybody to really give a damn about. I mean, Kalani Jordan is there, but she's already NXT. So who do you really have? Indy Hartwell's probably not going to win because she's going to go on to Bound for Glory and win the championship there. So she's not probably even going to be in that. So Mara Shade is the only one I'm really interested in seeing. But hey, it's a cool crossover thing. Just nobody I'm particularly excited to see in that. And all in all, I'm gonna give this this show, a 9 out of 10. I feel like I was a bit too hyped for this show and I was very overexcited for it, and it didn't exactly meet my expectations, but that's kind of my own fault for putting it on such a high standard before it could even reach that. So unfortunately, it wasn't a perfect show, but I still very much enjoyed it. Looking back on it, every match was really entertaining and I really enjoyed it. So if you enjoyed it too, please leave a like and subscribe. I cover NXT, TNA and Evolve every single week. I also have a basketball channel and a superhero channel, so if you're interested in that stuff, please tune in. So I hope to see you guys again soon. Leave a like, subscribe and join the channel.